So yeah, so let's talk about Kubernetes. What is Kubernetes? Everything about Kubernetes. In this video, we will only talking about the foundation of Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a container orchestration tool. Why we need Kubernetes? Three reasons: auto scaling, auto healing, and enterprise level support. What if suppose CBSE has declared their result on their website on 24th of May? Okay, now what will happen on that day? Every student will go to their website, and most of the time their website go down because they don't define, they don't specify, okay, they don't enhance their infrastructure. So that's the problem. They don't auto scale their website, not even auto, not even manually scale. So yeah, you can do it using Kubernetes. You can comes over the cluster. You may have a cluster. Cluster is what? It is the collection of nodes. Cluster has two things: master node and worker node. Now worker node is the actual thing where your actual application will be going to run. What are the things that worker node will have? Okay, worker node will have, so there will be something which will watch everything is going fine, everything is working correctly or not. So yeah, it is your kubelet. Now you may have multiple containers in that particular node. So how these containers will connect with each other, network with each other, communicate with each other, not only with each other but outside. So kubeproxy is responsible for this. Now the last thing that we have is last thing that we have, obviously you have the container on that server. So you may have you will definitely have container runtime. You can use cryo, you can use containerd, anything. Now let's talk about master node. First, you are talking to master node. How? Command line tool. What is kubectl? It is a different thing, but you are using a command line tool. Now the command will go to the Kubernetes using what? API server. API server. Transfer kind of things done by the API server. Now API server have something. Who will be responsible for actually implementing that? It's scheduler. It's schedule, because master node schedules the node and pods on the worker node. So you have scheduler. Now all this data will be going to save in etcd, and all these things will be going to manage by the controller manager. There are one more component, that is your cloud controller manager. So yeah, that is all about it's okay. Is architecture. Let's talk about Minikube. Minikube is a one node cluster. It is just for test and just for basic learning purpose, right? In the production we use EKS. EKS stand for Elastic Kubernetes Services. So we use the cloud service providers Kubernetes. Okay, and Kubernetes is just like Linux, and now Minikube, you can use Minikube and you can use kubectl. It is a command line tool again. And Minikube, okay, you can just run the command Minikube will start. Minikube will start. It will create a one node cluster separately on your local system. Okay, now how to start using Kubernetes? Now, first of all, the smallest identity in Kubernetes, is pod. So you will create pod. Pod is what? Declarative way of defining a container. Just that is declarative way. We will declare everything in a YAML file. Okay, YAML file. Okay, that is what we call as pod. And yeah, that's all. Now let's talk about container. How to access your container. Now how to create a pod? We will create a YAML file in which in the kind we specify this is pod. Now we will apply that pod using kubectl apply -f pod.yaml, the name.yaml. Okay. Now how to access your container? You will SSH to Minikube using the command Minikube SSH. Now using the curl IP of the container, you can access your container. Okay. IP, how to find IP? It's very easy. You can use the command like kubectl get pods -o byte. Okay, this is the command that you can use for getting the IP. How the YAML file will looks like, I will be going to share it. Okay, now this is the way through which you can actually connect with pod. Now let's talk about deployments. Now why we need deployment? Pod is just a declarative way. Where is the auto scaling? Where is the auto healing? We haven't seen. Yeah, there is a solution which comes, that is deployment. Deployment create the replica set, and replica set create the pod. Deployment again a YAML file declarative way. In the kind you specify, it is a deployment. That's all. Replica set act as a control manager. It will check the desired state which is in deployment and check the actual state. And if the actual state doesn't match with the desired state, it will create the actual state as just equal to desired state. Okay, that's what you can do. So yeah, auto healing. kubectl get deployment, get nodes, get all. Using this command you can get everything. And yeah, that's all for today. So this is how it is very easy to implement kubectl. It is easy to create pods, easy to create a deployment. Even it is easy to go into the pod, go into the deployment. Okay, in the next video I'm going to talk about services. Why we need services? So simply because even though we have the auto healing feature using deployment, we have created a container using deployment. Now the container, we deleted the container. Now replica set will check, okay, desired state is 3 container in the deployment file, and actually there are only 2 container because 1 container I deleted. So then replica set will initialize one new container, but that new container will have a different IP. Now how the container will communicate? If they are communicating with the IP, then IP has changed. That's why we have services. Services provides labels and selectors. Using that you can separate them out. So yeah, services has many types. I'm going to talk about services in a different video because services cover a lot.